Greetings. We're back with some Magic Realm. It's been quiet for the past couple weeks on channel. Been doing some different stuff, and then spent a little bit of time away. So I'm back. Gonna play Magic Realm, and we're gonna finish out our third round of the Grand Prix here. You'll see that we have only a few characters that are left with only 2 games. 4 characters, in fact. It is the captain, the sorcerer, the elf, and the pilgrim. So of those, the captain by far has done better, right? 4 points in 2 games, 12 points a game. Pretty good stuff going on there. Sorcerer and the elf are the middle ground there. You see they have 10 points a game. That is probably one 8-point game-ish and one 12-ish plus point game, right? So, oops, I just turned on solo scores. Sorry about that. The Pilgrim is the one that's been sort of the rough haul here these past 2 games. 8.25 points on average. And I'm just not great at the Pilgrim, frankly, if I'm to be honest. I think I'm not that great. I think the Pilgrim setup is a little random. So I think what I'm going for here today is we're going to not take Small Blessing. We're taking Staff to Snake. We're going to try to utilize this 7 chit, very specifically with 2 white magic chits turned over. We're going to use Staff to Snake to do our fighting. Keep in mind that we consider Staff to Snake a summon, so that snake will draw a creature off the Pilgrim's chart. In addition, we'll try to hire a member of the Order. So I definitely think I'm sort of interested in this one. So he's going to start there, of course, and we will also take this this chit there. The elf, I'm not super convinced that I'm doing the right thing here. But for the elf, I'm taking Persuade to be friendly with giants, ogres, but particularly friendly with any group that I meet. I'm thinking if I get even a tiny bit of money, that I could hire pretty much anybody on the board, including the Order, frankly, with a friendly roll. And then I took Peace with Nature. I think that's a pretty good standard setup with our elf. Now, the main problem is that there's not a ton of use for gold most of the time, unless we're going to hit a dwelling up, right? If we hit a dwelling up, that's when we keep it. So we're going to turn 3 chits over to gold. We're going to cast Peace with Nature first thing. Enchant a lot of tiles. Otherwise, play the Ambush Archer. And then if we do get some cash, maybe we could hire someone like the Guard or someone like the Soldiers. Now, the Order is a little bit far away for the Elf to consider that as part of his super strategy. So we're not really going to go for it. And I think I'll probably regret that Persuade choice over any number of other choices he could have had. But I think for now, we're going to try. 4 minutes. We're going to try. And then we have the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer is going to definitely try. Oops, I didn't set up cameras either, so they've probably managed that. For the Sorcerer, we're going to try this loadout. We're going to melt into mist. We're going to transform big creatures. We are going to summon to kill normal little guys. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss Fiery Blast when goblins show up, as a for instance, 100%. Having said that, we could technically summon an air elemental and then melt into mist. So It's going to put a lot of pressure on our purple. We have 4 of them here. We'll see how this all goes. Let me quickly set up some cameras here. There's camera 1. And of course, in slot 2, we have the captain. Now, the captain is, of these characters, probably the easiest to make sense of. I don't know that he's not just going to do about what he does every game, which is try to hire the damn guard. Um, it is such a good start. It's such a good starting strategy. It's really hard to fault it. It feels a little bit dull and dated, but come on. Okay, I'm having a hard time getting my control click to register there. So let's expand our horizons and make our chits bigger. There we go. And captain is going to start, I suppose, at the guardhouse. That's an easy start, right? So I think we have all of our starting positions. I think we have our starting spells sorted. All we have to do now is let's get our starting quests and make that call. So let's deal, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. I don't know why I shifted that one over so much. That's a little egregious. There we go. There's our 4 piles. Oh, well, I only really need 3, right? So, okay. Let's undo that mess. Hold on. We just gummed up. We just deleted a bunch of quest cards. That probably wasn't ideal. Let's put these all in the deck. There should be 105. Sorry about that. And there you go. So the first will go to our sorcerer, and he has Giant Slayer, Explore the Caves, and Rescue. None of those is bad. Giant Slayer is definitely good for him with Transform. That's an easy win there. Explore the caves. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. We should look where the caves are, right? And I think rescue is always good because it allows you to sort of pick your spot. So the caves are down here. Yeah, I think we're gonna get rid of those. I don't think that. I think we're gonna ditch that one. It's worth 2 points, but it's a long way off. And we get bridge magic. That could be better or worse based on where the bridges are. The reward, however, is ace. That reward is kicking. So you get 1 bridge automatically. So you get 1 bridge there. You just have to cross that bridge. You will go through the runes and cross the second bridge. The third bridge is dicier by far. Third bridge is dicier. You either have to go through the ledges and cross this bridge. So it would be out, cross, up around through the ledges, cross the second bridge. Although that you're walking all the way back. And then through the ruins and cross the third bridge. Like if you get these 3 bridges, that'd be great, but that guy's rough. So we're stuck with it. We're keeping it. So how we do it is not even an issue right now. So what do we got here? We got Plant your flag, enchanter, which he just can't do. Envoy. We're not even going to write enchanter, by the way. We're just going to toss it. And get big game. And big game is good. That's an easy one for the captain typically to figure out. So plant flag will have to roll. A trade phase, we have lots of friendly groups. And one of them could be neutral, so we could go and do. I mean, the easiest ones are going to be guard and soldiers. We could do guard and rogue. Oh, excuse me, all pretty easy stuff to do. So good for him. So he's going to keep those. Big game, we'll figure out the size here in a minute, and also plant flag. We have to pick a clearing effectively. So what do we got? We got locate statue for the elf, lucky day, and deep diver. Well, I'll be honest. I do not love deep diver for anyone. Deep diver is a trap always. It's the one thing we can't run from. As a for instance, I think for the single victory point, I drop it and I get windfall. So, it's $5, which effectively at the beginning of the game is 2 points. Now, whether or not it stays 2 points, of course, just depends on how the game works out, but it gets you that 5 gold head start. The Pilgrim is Curse Breaker, which he cannot take. Troll Slayer. And Find Bow. I think we're going to drop both of those. Curse Breaker and Find Bow go. We're going to pick those up, dump those. Draw 2 more and drag them over to see what we got. We got Black Source and Dragon Slayer. We got all the Slayers. Unfortunately, we have to keep those. And for him, those suck. I mean, Dragon Slayer, the Viper can kill the heavy armored dragons. So at least we have that. All right. I mean, we're stuck with those. Black Source, I'm gonna delete it just right now because we're gonna immediately drop it and play it, and we'll have a Source of Black Magic day 1 for what that's worth. And we're gonna immediately get a new card for day 2. So I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna move Black Source right now and pretend that we play it day 1. I'm gonna keep this quest card turned over. This way I will hopefully not forget it 2 days later. So that's where we are to start the characters. And I think of those characters, the captain has the best draw. Plant flag, that's pretty powerful. So he can actually look at it right now and he can. So where's the captain going to plant his flag? 3-6. Okay, that makes it a little crappier. What is that? Is that the caves? Yeah, that's the caves. So, okay, I take that back. That is a little bit of a rougher haul for the captain to plant his flag in, because that is way down here. So, if it's like the ruins, bam, that's a point, and that's 4 weeks of reward. Down in the caves, you might get to it, you might not get to it, frankly. Okay. In any case, the captain will probably end his first day up here anyway, so he will be able to make that call. Our final act for setup, and I probably will not play tonight simply because I'm beyond 3 times already. Sorry about that. Our final act of setup here is going to be, let's pick the event card. So we got 49 event cards on the deck. Let's fire three of them out. We have a Dead Adventurer, we have a Bat Bounty week 1 and 2, and Damsel in Distress. Now we don't know where she is. We know she is somewhere. Let's pull a Dead Adventurer. Let's pull a Damsel. The Damsel I'm going to put right here so that we remember. The Dead Adventurer I'm going to roll. Looks like the Ruins. Ruins 4. So that's a good early for pretty much all the heroes. The captain, I think, has it best since he has the straight shot. But that's it. We have a Bat Bounty, which is going to go for weeks 1 and 2. But that's about it. So that's pretty quiet. That's a quiet first week here for our heroes. I definitely think that the captain got the best of those. The sorcerer got the second best. The pilgrims are a little rough. Now, mind you, I think he's going to end his first day at a dwelling too, so he can sort of figure out what's going to happen here. He's also all alone, which does hurt a little bit of the Slayer vibe because he's not going to be, in these 4-character games, people start turning hexes over pretty quick. He's not going to be anywhere near those to start, so he's sort of doing his own thing down here. But that's it. We've set up. We'll see. We will see a couple things. We'll see how the sorcerer's spell loadout goes. Transform, no fiery blast. We have summon elemental instead. We're hoping actually to just summon. I mean, an air elemental is great. He gets killed by almost everything, but we're hoping that the water elemental shows up more often than not. Otherwise, like a water elemental is great for almost every, like it could kill a horde of goblins by himself. Heavy, we melt in the mist. We kill a lot of goblins with a water elemental, potentially. I don't know how much, on the other hand, we could have killed a lot of goblins with one fiery blast. So, I do not know. I don't know. Not sure. So we'll see how that goes. I'm playing around with it a little bit. And the elf, I'm gonna regret Persuade. I think Peace with Nature is a no-brainer. But Persuade, because I'm not gonna hire any of the rogues right off the bat. I don't think that's necessarily worthwhile. I think it's worthwhile maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably not a good idea to pick a spell without a clear concept of what the hell you're doing with. That's note to self. That's probably great advice from my future self. When you pick a spell, have an idea what the hell you're going to do with it. Like, what situations does it win? Right? A spell. That's a good point, right? A spell should win you a situation because it is a very limited resource for you, right? To cast summon elemental, at best, it's going to cost us 2 chits. Right? It costs us 2 chits. They're fatigued. That's 2 rest phases. That's a spell X and a spell phase. So that's 4 phases. 3 because one of those is free for us. So it's 3 phases every time we cast summon elemental. If you also had to melt into mist to make that play work, that's another chit. That's effectively 2 more phases. So it could be 3 to 5 phases to make that whole thing work. So when you pick these spells, you should have a mental model for that 3 to 5 chits needs to win you something. So, God Spider Octopus. That's two chits, a two and a gray, or whatever, a seven and a gray, two, or is it eight? It's for eight, probably. What's the point? Well, the point is you win the pool and you win the cairn. Done. What's transform? Well, transform, though there is a risk to it, wins you a singular tremendous creature. Meld into mist is wins you get out of jail situation where you need to escape, right? So those are pretty easy. Peace with nature, it wins you the situation where you're wandering through red chits, right? And especially because you're going to know what the monster roll is, and if you've seen the chits before. So the play with peace with nature is always hide it first, and the elf gets an extra hide phase, so easy for him. Always hide it first. And then afterward, you know what the chits are. You know what the monster roll is. Do you need to play a gold or not? Do you want to draw these monsters or not? And if the answer is no, bam, gold chit, and you are safe. At least you. That's the situation. It wins. I also have my wife's Hello Kitty mug. So if you notice that, I giving up my man card a little bit there. I'll drink bourbon tomorrow. I promise. Um, Persuade, I'm not exactly sure what it wins. It wins you that situation where you're bunking with the order or your unfriendlies, but I'm not sure about that spell choice. I think there are other spell choices which put me in better stead. Probably taking sleep. Like you could sleep the octopus, as a for instance. That would win you the pool and other places where normally you're in a bad way. Staff to snake. I know what that's going to solve me. That's going to solve me giants. If I'm fighting giants, if I'm fighting the tremendous spider, it's a little bit dicier, um, but the simple fact of the matter is, on say a creature like this. Now on two, it's rough because you only get one dude. But even this tremendous, uh, he would have to line up. And if he lines up, it's going to be a double kill. And I don't care. It's a staff. It turns back to a stick. I hold it. I'm done. I cast that thing tomorrow. So, so it wins me this fight. It wins me this fight and this fight. Right? There's a number of fights that it wins you. Hell, it probably wins you this fight. Yeah, it wins you this fight. So there's a lot of fights that wins you. But persuade, I'm not sure. So that's my dicey one. So that's something to think about. Now, what is awesome about it is, let's say he gets 24 gold or something, goes and hires an order dude from the order, or hires a giant. It's sort of ridiculous. The elf traveling around with his pet giant. I just like that. I like that view. So we're gonna stick with it for now. We'll see how it plays out in the coming days. Thank you for watching. I hope to sort of get back into the swing of things here. But I am a little bit, after this game, I really have to think about what to do. We've done 3 rounds of this. That's 12 games, and I don't know if I'm out of ideas or not. so we'll see. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.